Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. This time's the Neca Rhino alien. So let's get started. This is one of those things I was actually looking forward to. I saw it over at San Diego Comic-Con. It was awesome. It was actually a lot smaller too, which is crazy because this thing is actually really big and I didn't expect that. So one of the other things is that seeing it again at Toy Fair was also really dope because I did get to see the difference in it and it did look bigger, but actually having it in hand, being able to play with it, I got on to say, this is dope, and this is why I very much have grown I've become a big fan of the line as of late. So the Alien vs. Predator stuff is all I'm about, especially because I read the Dark Horse comic stuff. And again, now I'm rambling on, giving you these little facts that you don't care about. But anyway, let's get to it. Rhino Alien is awesome. It sits on all four legs, but it can also stand up on its hind legs, which is what I'll get to, and it's really dope because that's how I'll cover the articulation. But this is one of those figures where the awesome translucent orange is just done so well, it's not even funny. And they are using some sort of new plastic because this does not feel like a NECA figure that I've held before. And it's really fun. So let's just jump into my favorite part, which is articulation. And we'll get a look at how it looks like overall with a bunch of other stuff. So first things first, let's stand them up. So this guy is actually gigantic and you can't tell right away because of the way the legs are, but now standing him up and rotating his head down, you can clearly see that this dude is ginormous. Like, look at this. Like, that's really big, dog. That is. Now, we're going to talk about articulation points and how cool this guy is. Now, because he can stand on all four or be on, his hind legs, when you rotate the head back, you actually get a very good amount of articulation going backwards. Our carapace can take off and you can see the clear orange here that looks absolutely, utterly fantastic. And then it also, it really man, y'all got to see that in some photos and y'all see. And then also going down, we can get a very nice articulation on the head going down. That way, when he's standing up, he can look down at his opponents and look crazy. I can't really place where his eyes would be, but that's okay too, because you never could before on most aliens. Our jaw can open up. Let me get some light on that. Change that focus. There we go. Our jaw can open up, and then you see the second jaw, which pops out. So all that good stuff. And I'm just really excited because I'm coming right off of IG Live. Talking with everyone has been really exciting and uplifting my spirits. So I'm super duper excited to sit down and talk to this guy with you guys. Now, as you can see, we have our protruding horns, which actually I think are dope because if this is like a rhino alien based on a rhino-like creature, imagine the cool amount of steam that would pop out of this as he runs fast at you. It's really cool. We have our arm, which rotates out. We have our forearm swivel. This is double jointed to allow for the maximum range of articulation. Also, you can grab a bunch of humans with that. This actually rotates around very easy and very well. This has a hinge on the claw. And what's really cool is that our midsection actually has a lot of articulation that roams free. Now, going backwards, you'll obviously get more because it's meant to be on all fours, but you can actually get a crunch going forward as well too. And his underbelly here, this is some weird soft plastic. I don't know what kind of thing it is, but I love it. And I wish more aliens came with this and had this because it feels right. The plastic just feels different and it feels right. We also get a thigh cut that actually rotates in and out. Our legs can go outward, but because of the way the design is, it can't go too far outward. But you can go a little further in on each point. You see right here, it goes really far up as well too. As you can see, he is beyond double jointed. He actually has a lot of joints that just allow that movement to tuck all the way in. And I really like that is able to do that. Our foot goes really far forward, obviously for allowing that momentum and pull, and goes backwards. And it tilts side to side. The Rhino alien is really awesome. He does come with a Dark Horse comic that I left out in the living room, so I don't have it with me, but I will actually include it in the photos so you guys can see what's going on with that. But this thing is a work of art. It is a masterpiece. And I gotta say, this is by far now my favorite alien. If I can get my hands on another one of these, I absolutely would, because this is now my favorite alien. I said it. I've given you guys something to quote me on. Deal with it. But it's just really dope piece. Whoop, caught you. It's really dope. And I don't know how I was able to catch that because my hand was all the way behind my back. Now, him standing up is obviously going to be a problem because it uses that new plastic. It's going to be tough because he is definitely topside heavy. That's one thing I do want to talk about, which would probably be the only thing I can say this is legit his problem. But it's just because he's top heavy. Because honestly, still has a great time balancing. So that's not really the issue. It's just a matter of being topside and eventually leaning over on his own weight. So once you position that and give him some good equilibrium, you're all good to go. Now, I am going to pose this guy up and see how he looks with some other aliens so you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to do it 2 ways because with the other aliens, I want to do him standing up to show you just how much bigger he is to other aliens and just to give you guys a show of what's going on. And then I'm going to do him on all fours so you can still see how crazy it is. So I have a bunch of the Kenner aliens to show you how this guy stacks up. One of them being the Mantis one, which is probably the only one I can say that's probably taller than him, because it gets some weird angles with these legs. But as far as being technically bigger, I don't think there's anything coming close to them except for the largest predator there is. And I'll get to that in a second, right? So we're going to leave that guy here because he can't stand for too long, right? Then we have this guy here. We have the gorilla alien, which, you know, has decent height. But when you get it next to the rhino, you're like, what the hell, man? This is crazy. Next up, we have the scorpion alien. Scorpion alien is a decent size, but again, Rhino trumps all of these guys technically. So let's take these guys away. Next up, we have the Kenner. Oop, and I dropped the fang, but we'll worry about that later. We have the snake alien, which I'm going to tuck in just like this. But technically, if I uncoil him, he's the only one who can technically be bigger off screen, right? But he obviously can't stand like that, so we have to adjust for some space with that. Next up, we're going to compare him to a bunch of other regular predators and things like that. And we'll jump into that right now. Now we're going to talk about how he sizes up with predators and other lines and things like that. So if we're talking about stuff like Storm Collectibles, he's much bigger than Lobo, but obviously not bigger than, well, he's probably be the same size as Goro, right? Then we're going to size him up with some Mythic Legions. So we're going to do Archimedes, right? So let's do Archimedes, who I have right here. Archimedes is still smaller than this guy. Even Barbarians look even tinier. So imagine when this guy gets on all fours, which I'm going to do in a second, right? Let's move these guys out of the way. Next up, we're going to do an Elder. And this is the Kenner Tribute one. So I wanted to keep these guys as the most consistent I can be because, you know, I don't have too much stuff. And here we go with a regular Golden Angel. And you see Golden Angel is a little smaller than the Kenner Tribute one, but they look all absolutely fantastic together. And I can't wait to take photos. I'm super excited, super duper excited. So when we have the Rhino, we obviously know he's much bigger, but here's your standard Marvel Legend with it. Here is a Mezco. We have an SHF. Cougar, your main man, 50 grand, right? We've done just about everything I can do right now to show you, with the exception of a Ninja, which I don't have in front of me right now. But I do have my main man, Synthetic Human, who's also around the same size. And if I stand his legs up properly, you'll see just how. He's a really good size. But now I'm going to just slide these guys over so we can focus on what he looks like with all 4 legs, right? So real quick transition. Tilt the head back. We're really going to fold these legs in. Fold the foot forward. Put these arms forward. I'm going to do this on screen with you guys just in case you don't know what's going on and you don't know how to pose it or anything like that. See if I can help you guys. As you can see, my hands are now sticking out. Oop, let's roll this down to the bottom a little. As you can see, my hands are now sticking down, right? So what you want to do is now you position those legs to work for you. And now your Rhino alien is on all 4s. Really cool stuff. I just want to tilt that back so we can tilt the leg forward a little. And now we have our standard size. We're sized up, right? He is big enough so that what's crazy is Synthetic Human will look just perfectly normal riding him. That's how crazy big this guy is, right? Look at this, right? How crazy is that? Like, he looks normal riding a Rhino alien, which is just weird as hell. But you know what? It really works. And I like stuff like this. It's just, you can get crazy with your ideas. Imagine somebody like taming aliens like it was in a few of the stories for the Dark Horse comics. So cool stuff like this gives you a ton of different ideas that you can literally run with and have fun. So if I were you guys, if you just wanted something cool and crazy, but it's also a Kenner tribute figure, if you just wanted to try something new and different, this is definitely time to sit down and try this, because Rhino Alien is definitely bang for your buck size in plastic. And like I said, the plastic is different. It's really like a soft, whole different plastic. And I had a chance to grab this. Actually, I asked my wife to grab it on the low. But anyway, here we go. We have our Rhino Ice Storm. So this is already a short comic that was produced through the Neca and Dark Horse. And this stuff is dope. Shout out to Neca for making this. I still need a power loader. I don't know where I'm going to be able to get one. I need them to do him. As you can see, the Rhino Alien's here. But if you know this and you like it, definitely check this out. Right? Definitely. Oh, didn't even notice that one before. But definitely 100% check this out. If you want it, go out and buy it. If not, that's totally fine too. But I've been having a great time enjoying new lines and trying out new things. And the Rhino Alien is definitely something that reinvigorated my love and inspiration and gave me a bunch of ideas. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.